Hello guys, welcome to TMXy Adventures. Lisa here. Hey, I hope your Monday has gone off to a fantastic start. Today I'm sharing a recipe that was recommended by one of my awesome brand new owners to a Thermomix who actually found me on YouTube. And I said to her, what's the first thing you've made? And this is what she recommended. And I'm like, oh, I don't think I've heard of that before. So guess what? We're doing it because I hadn't seen it before. I love that there is so much on Cookie Do that I have not made yet. And I have been making these recipes with you guys online for 3 or 4 years, like a long time. And I'm on here more than a couple of days a week sharing them. And there's still new stuff that I can find to share with you. So today, this is the cocoa banana porridge. Say hi if you're watching on. When you're watching replay, do engage. Of course, it tells Facebook or YouTube if you're watching later on YouTube that you want to see this content. But also, tell me, have you made this recipe? Did you even know it existed? I did not. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm so excited. I am doubling it because I've got a large quantity of people I feed here. First things first is some pepitas. I think I forgot to bring them in. Okay, we're going to skip the pepitas, and actually I'm going to skip the flaxseed. I'll do it in my other Thermomix with another bowl later. It actually goes in at the very end, so I'm not too fussed that I forgot. But I did actually have my flax linseeds ready to go for this. So it's 2 tablespoons of pepitas, 2 tablespoons of linseeds, and I was going to double or flax seeds. So I will not mill that down on its own. I'll do them off camera later. Insert the measuring cup, 8 seconds, speed 8 for those of you cooking along later. Transfer aside. I was going to put it in the very bowl I have back here. But anyway, that's okay. We'll just get on to the cooking part, shall we? 150 grams of rolled oats. So I'm going to double. I'm going to put 300 grams in to feed my hungry boys. In they go. Now, those of you watching along who are gluten-free, rolled oats are not necessarily gluten-free, okay? So just a little public service announcement. They're not necessarily celiac friendly. I think different parts of the world classify them differently. So just be mindful, okay? If you are particularly celiac, you may not be able to use rolled oats. You may need to use quinoa flakes, okay? Just an option for you. Okay, water, 900 grams. In it goes. So I'm doubling it. It says 450. I'm putting in 900. Now, of course, I'm going to need to change my cook time in a second. Okay. Oh, I'm going to run a bit short. That's okay. Not worried. You guys know that's how I roll. Okay. Banana broken into pieces. Now, we are really fortunate. We have banana trees out the back. I actually got the kids to freeze these to make ice cream the other day, but that's okay. We're going to use these today for the sweetener in this recipe. I don't know that I've got the 260 grams. These are still frozen, as you can see, as I'm trying to manhandle them into pieces. It says broken into chunks, so I'm just cutting them up. Mine are cute. They're these little tiny ladyfinger style ones. They're absolutely beautiful. I think we've actually got more to come down off the tree. Let's see how much that is. We're not going to have enough, but that's okay. Just work with what I've got. Do you freeze your bananas if you've got leftovers? It's well worth doing. Okay, you can use them in so many different ways: smoothies, ice creams, all sorts of things, or even just your classic banana cakes and stuff. I'm a bit short. It's going to make it a little bit less sweet than it would have otherwise been. By the way, they're not supposed to be frozen in this recipe. Okay, it's supposed to be fresh, but I'm not worried. Again, roll with what you've got. Okay. All right. If you didn't have bananas, I reckon you could get away with apple. I'd put it in there after I'd take out the flax and the pepitas. I'd mash an apple down. So when my kids were little, they were very much sugar-free. Okay, we didn't introduce refined sugar until they were 6, 7 kind of age. And so I would sweeten all my baking with banana or with apple or with pears or even stone fruit when stone fruit was in season, mangoes, things like that. So pikelets were often made with an apple that are just, don't take the skin off, just in the Thermomix, take the cheeks off, take the other sides off, which are a bit smaller, chuck them in, blitz it, speed 9 for 5 seconds. If there's big chunks, scrape it and do it again, depending on how much I did at a time. And then that would actually become the base, the sweetener part for the pikelets or the cake or whatever. So it was kind of like an apple puree was what became the sweetening element, okay? So if I didn't have bananas, I would probably just chuck apples in, but I'd chuck them in at the beginning so I could blitz them to like a chop, like a salad chop, and then I continue on, okay? We've had porridge with apples many of the times over the years. Okay, on with the lid. Next, and now it's got 5 minutes, 90 degrees, reverse speed 1. Now, porridge in the Thermomix, you can find other porridge recipes. It is made so easy in the Thermomix because there's no standing at a stove stirring, there's no zapping it in a microwave. We don't even own a microwave. I don't think I've told you guys that for a long time. Those of you who've watched along for a long time, you probably know. If you're new to me, the Thermomix is the 99.9% of the way we cook. We cook on a flat top barbecue and the oven. That's it. Like, we don't use a stove top. I have one big crock pot, but actually it gets used more for slow cooking in the oven. I'll put a leg of lamb in there in the oven and cook that for all day, and it just falls off the bone. But we just don't. The Thermomix is it. We do not stand at a stovetop and stir ever. So I love it because I would burn things on a stovetop. Pre-Thermomix, that's what I did. I did not have the attention span to cook. And I'd like to say it was because of children, but it wasn't. It was like that before I had children. Okay, I just don't have the attention span to stand in one spot and stir, okay, while my brain is ticking with all the things I should be doing. So I love the Thermomix because in my normal day-to-day kitchen, when this is stirring and cooking like it is now, I go off and I do the washing. I go outside and I feed the chickens. I do all the things that need to be done while it is cooking porridge for my family. Now, if I was doing standard porridge, it just cooks beautifully for the whole length of time. This has a double cook because it's going to cook this. We're then going to add some milk, which you can use a nut-based milk, a dairy-free milk. Just got a standard full cream today. And add some cocoa powder. Okay, so they're the upcoming things that in a couple of minutes time we're going to see added. Now I have doubled this recipe and I haven't told you what that means. This is not going to be long enough. And you're probably thinking why? Because I've got more water in there to heat up than I would have otherwise. Now, at the beginning of this step, if I wanted to be doing this in my kitchen in real life, I would have added half of the original time on. So I feel like it said 5. So I need to add 2.5 on, so it makes it 7.5. Okay, so if I come down here now, I go, it's about 3. So let's make that now up to 5.5. Does that make sense? Because otherwise the water isn't actually going to have time to get up and absorb, up in temperature and absorb things in. So when you double the batch, you have to add half time extra so that it can cook through. Okay, otherwise everything could be undercooked, and that's no fun. Now, talking about basic standard porridge, we've made that plenty of times over the years. A little tip that we do is we actually reverse the milk and the water. That recipe is very milk-based and not much water-based. Well, not much, lesser water-based. It has still got lots of water in it too, but it's lesser. So we actually switch it, so it's not so heavy on the milk, and they still turn out luscious and creamy. Okay, hello Lorraine, hello Linda, lovely to have you on today. So, highly recommend that porridge recipe as well. Okay, so when you want to try a porridge recipe, try today's banana cocoa one because it's just going to be luscious. The kids are going to have morning tea. It's quite a cold day. It's spring and I've got my jumper on. Okay, it talks about the weather. It's overcast. It is supposed to be 29 and 30 by the end of the week, but somebody forgot to tell the weather that it can heat up a bit quicker. So that's this recipe. I'm just going to skip forward. I'm going to actually pause on 4 minutes. I'm going to remember this 4 minutes because I want to show you the next step, okay? The only thing that might happen in doing this, I'm going to talk to you, I'm just going to stop it there, 4:09 is close enough. They actually add the milk in this recipe later so that it doesn't get as much sticking to the bottom. You know how oats, when you make rolled oats, they tend to stick everywhere. So the idea of this one is it's cooking off with the water. Does that not look amazing already? Oh, it smells amazing. So the idea being that you add the milk later, you don't get as much stuff sticking to the bottom, okay? I'm just going to add these 4 minutes to the next step so that you guys can see the next step in the essence of time. So 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. We're using 4 tablespoons. Now, by the way, if you're looking for this in a physical cookbook, I know some of you guys still have physical cookbooks from back in the day, which I don't have anymore. Although in talking about cookbooks, I've remembered. If you are one of my Brisbane people, okay, I am going to be having a clean out this Saturday. I have a whole lot of stuff in my cupboard. By the way, I'm doubling it if you're wondering why I'm still scooping. Remember, I'm doing 4. there's another spoon in there. It's my graveyard of spoons in the bottom of my cocoa container. I nearly stabbed this one in there. But look at that, there's another one. I pulled those ones out the other day. Oh, there's another 2. And people wonder where our dessert spoons go from. I pulled those ones out the other day. You remember the recipe the other day with cocoa? I pulled them out. There's another 3. Well, one I just put in there and then there's 2 others. I'm having a clean out, so I will be putting up shortly. I'm going to take all the stuff out of the cupboard, take photos of all the stuff. It's all new. I just don't need it because I've already got a cupboard full of Thermomix stuff. So keep an eye out because I am going to be Saturday. You'll be able to come pick them up from me down at Tingelpa if you'd like to get your hands on some stuff. They'll be reduced price from the mix shop and you won't have to pay postage because you can come collect them. So if you are Brizzy, keep an eye out. Anyway, I'm glad I remembered that. So milk of choice. Now I'm doubling it, 200 grams instead. And I have to add that 4 minutes back on, guys. Okay, you guys wouldn't do that, right? However, if I was in a hurry, I'd do this all in one go and just add the time together. You guys know that. Can you understand how that will still work? Okay, so if you are in a hurry and or you've got distraction happening around you, put everything in and then put the timer on the full amount. Okay, and if you're doing a double batch like me, 1.5 time. Okay. Okay, on with the lid. So 3 minutes, but I have to add on, I've got the extra time because of it, so I have to add on 2.5, I have to add 1.5 on, so 4.5 minutes, but then I also have to add on the 4 minutes I just gave up before. I hope I haven't confused you guys in this process today. 90 degrees, reverse speed 2, okay, and off it goes. At the end of this, it is actually complete. It asks you to put the beautiful seeds back in that you've milled down. It asks you to add a little bit more your milk, a little bit of sweetener if you need it. Taste it and see, okay? It depends on your taste bud on that one, or any liquid sweetener, or even, you could put normal sugar on top. It then has a 1 minute cook through. You probably don't need to extend the time on that because it will still be piping hot, okay? It's just really mixing it through, and then you're ready to serve. You might want to slice up some more banana on top. But it says coconut yogurt. How cool is this recipe? Give it a go. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much, Anne, for sending this recipe through to me and recommending it. I would not have known it existed. Even when I went searching, I typed in porridge and it wasn't even up the top line, and it is highly rated. Okay, I had to then put cocoa porridge and it came up. So give this recipe a go. I know we're moving into warmer weather, so get onto it now before it gets cold. Hot, no way. But otherwise, guys, have a fantastic day. Let me know if I can support you with anything with your Thermomix, no matter what model. I've been here with the TM31, the TM5, the TM6, cookie, recipe chips, you name it, cookbooks. By the way, it's a Louise Fulton Keats recipe to start off with. That's where I was going with cookbooks. If you've got the old-fashioned cookbooks, it's in one of Louise Fulton Keats' cookbooks, okay? But otherwise, have a fantastic day. Take care. I'll be back with some more videos soon. If I can help you or anyone you know with a Thermomix or getting the most out of the Thermomix, remember to share these videos. And of course, I'm on YouTube with the replay later. So remember, keep sharing them, watching them, because that's how it continues to get awareness. These social media platforms realize you're enjoying it, and so they keep sending it out further, okay? So that's how it works. Otherwise, thank you for coming on today. Take care, say hi, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.